Why don't you make it sing?
I saw your light. I thought you might be having trouble sleeping.
I had a bad nightmare. It woke me up.
Can I come in?
Why not? Runter, Maxel. Make yourself comfortable. I'm sorry the place is a mess.
Do you always carry a gun on your concert tours?
A woman traveling alone has to be careful.
I would have thought Max was enough protection.
You are not Tyler Whitney. Who are you?
My name is Robert Cath.
What do you want?
Tyler Whitney was a friend of mine.
What's that supposed to mean? Maxel, bleib hier. Sitz.
Let me through, I'm a doctor.
Слышите, как они поют? Таня, посмотри на его руки. Они покрыты
шерстью,
черной шерстью. Неужели ты не видишь?
Vasily!
What are you doing? What kind of a doctor are you?
Это я знаю. Ты за мною пришел, убийца. Таня, подай мне нож. Я вырежу его сердце и скормлю волкам.
Дедушка! Oh, don't listen to him. He doesn't know what he's saying.
Vasily Alexandrovich!
Who are you?
Set it down over there.
Mais pour l'amour du ciel, que signifient ces cris? C'est impossible de dormir dans un tel
Brew this in a
vacarme.
tea and give him a cup every 4 hours. Can you do that?
Yes. What on earth is the matter?
Let's clear out. Let him sleep.
Vous avez entendu le docteur. Tout le monde dehors. Il faut le laisser se reposer.
Miss Tatiana, could I speak with you?
Oh, ça c'est rien.
I don't want to frighten you, but I think someone went into my compartment while I was at dinner. No. Would you think I was very silly if I asked you to keep it for me, just until we reach Vienna? Of course not. I would be glad to. You mustn't tell anybody. It will be our secret.
Good night, Miss Wolf.
Good night, Mr. Whitney.
Good night, monsieur. Have a good sleep. Bonjour, monsieur.
Milosh, Miloš, we need to talk.
Pazi, možda je naoružan.
August Schmidt thinks I'm Tyler. I went along with it to keep the game going. Now I want to know what the game is.
Nemoj ništa da mu govoriš.
On je, bre, ženo, Tylerov prijatelj.
Tebi je svako prijatelj.
Come on, sit down. Have you heard of unity or death?
Sure. That's Harvard's motto. Where is it, the post office?
Unity or death is a sacred vow. Crna ruka. We have all taken it. Tyler, too.
He always liked that sort of thing.
He gave his life for this. Tyler came to us in the winter. We were hiding in the mountains of Bjelašnica, north of Sarajevo.
Šta se njega tiče gde je Bjelašnica?
Pa hoćeš ti me žaska glava da pustiš da govorim? When Tyler came, we had no food, no guns, nothing. Tyler brought us guns.
What did Tyler want from August Schmidt?
Tyler was given a mission by the general himself. It was a great treasure that belonged to the Serbian people.
What was it?
It was called a Firebird. I never saw it. Tyler was to sell it for gold to buy the guns from the German. If the German finds out that we have lost the gold, everything is lost. You must tell him that we have the gold and that we want to buy the guns.
Why should I help you cheat August Schmidt?
Cheat him? How can you speak of cheating a German? The Germans are taking our land, the food from our children. We are like slaves in our own land. Tyler understood this. If you betray us, you betray the cause he died for.
It's your cause, not mine.
Da ga ubijem odmah.
Zabranjujem ti, on je bio Tylerov prijatelj.
Ti ćeš ga pustiti da izađe odavde? Ti si veća budala nego što sam mislila.
Oh, by the way, Herr Schmidt mentioned that he was having some merchandise put on the train at Munich. So long, madame.
Izvinite.
Pardon me.
Pardon.
Excusez-moi, madame. Excusez-moi, monsieur.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Est-ce que vous avez trouvé un passe-partout?
Non. Vous avez perdu votre clé?
Hier soir, pendant la crise du comte Obolensky. Elle est peut-être tombée de ma poche pendant la confusion.
Cette clé ouvre toutes les portes du train. Je ne voudrais pas paraître
Excuse me.
suspicieux, mais est-il possible que l'un
Pardon
des
me.
passagers voulait voler?
C'est difficile à croire. Enfin, qui?
Peut-être l'Américain. Il a l'air d'un fauteur de troupe. Je l'ai souvent vu traîner dans le couloir.
Le docteur?
Il était là, hier soir, dans le compartiment du comte Obolensky. Il y avait tant de monde, il aurait pu profiter de la confusion pour vous la voler.
Il n'y avait pas tant de monde. Juste Madame Wolf et Mademoiselle Tatiana. De toute façon, la clé a disparu. Soyez attentifs.
Très bien, monsieur.
Excuse me?
Good morning. How is your grandfather?
He's sleeping.
Good. Don't forget the tea.
I won't. I want to thank you for what you did. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't been there.
Has he been ill for long?
I don't know. I've been living in France. Grandfather came to bring me home to Russia. I knew he wasn't well, but I have written out your poem.
Thank you, Tatiana.
Excuse me. К вашему сведению, после нанесенного вами оскорбления с дедушкой случился приступ. По-моему, вы горды тем, что причинили мучения старику.
If Vasily Alexandrovich suffers, it's because of his own guilty conscience. I only spoke the truth.
How dare you!
Мадемуазель Татьяна, вы олицетворяете надменность, присущую вашему классу.
Вы сами выходите из того же класса.
Я? Вряд ли. Во всяком случае, это несущественно. Я посвятил свою жизнь строительству бесклассового общества.
Значит, дедушка был прав? Вы в самом деле либерал?
Я думал, что за 4 года пребывания в Париже вы хоть чему-нибудь научились. Видать, буржуазная система образования готовит девушек лишь для замужества, и вы наверняка были надежно защищены. от всего даже отдаленно напоминающего идею.
Алексей, зачем вы так говорите? В детстве мы каждый день играли у реки. Неужели вы забыли?
Я помню. That time no longer exists. Good day.
What were you writing all morning?
Just my diary.
I thought it must be a novel. You were writing such a long time. When can I read it?
You won't read my diary?
Of course, unless it's a secret.
Well, it is, rather.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Excusez-moi, madame. Of course, monsieur. There you are, monsieur.
Thank you.
Bonjour, monsieur.
ايوه هو الوحيد اللي بيجي يزور. عايز حاجه حلوه؟ خدي معاكي كمان ملابس، اديله حاجه.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Pardon me? Hé, petit, viens voir.
Tu me le donnes?
Non. Je l'ai trouvé. Il est à moi.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Excusez-moi. On échange.
D'accord. Si tu veux.
Il dort maintenant. Il ne marche plus.
Pardon me.
Excusez-moi. Excusez-moi. Excusez-moi.
Pardon me.
You have my word of honor.
Munich, 20 minutes d'arrêt, Munich. Le train entre en gare de Munich. Munich, 20 minutes d'arrêt, Munich. Le train entre en gare de Munich.
Herr Whitney, soon we will arrive in München. Are you ready to proceed with our agreement?
The answer is yes, Herr Schmidt. Our deal is on.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the Orient Express is now leaving for Vienna, Budapest, Belgrad, Sofia
Bitte sehr vorsichtig sein mit diesem großen Koffer. Ihr darf um Gottes Willen nicht hinfallen.
Meine Damen und Herren, der Orient Express fährt jetzt in Richtung Wien, Budapest, Belgrad und Konstantinopel ab. Bitte alle einsteigen.
Я вижу, вы такая же бесстрашная. Девушка, играете в шахматы как мужчина.
Ваш ход.
Замечательно. Трюк, достойный вашего деда.
Ну почему вы все время вспоминаете дедушку? Ведь вы же со мной играете, а не с ним.
Он вас хорошо играть научил.
I've had other teachers since then, Alexei Sergeyevich. I'm not a little girl anymore.
No, you're not.
nobody travels at all in Europe anymore. Just goes to show you. I understand Cowboy Lensman was quite ill.
Who is it?
Sorry, wrong door.
Every time I see you, I am happy that I took this train and not the next one. Are you comfortable there?
Premier service.
You don't want
Premier
to change
service.
seats?
Oh no.
Le déjeuner est servi. Lunch is served.
Order. Shall we get some wine?
Excusez-moi,
That would be lovely.
I think good red wine, yes? Oh, forgive me. Perhaps you would like something lighter?
My father drank red wine and I'm afraid I picked up the habit. I know it's not very ladylike.
Nonsense. We will be able to share a bottle. I hope I will not get drunk.
Why?
Oh, I'm turning into a happy little devil, especially when I am surrounded by a
Теперь мы в расчете.
О, как вам не стыдно выигрывать при помощи такой гадкой ловушки?
Вот уж типично женская реакция.
Сыграем еще раз.
Oh, excuse me. We seem to be sharing a compartment. No, please don't get up. I'll just sit here and read the paper. Don't mind me at all. It appears the train's quite full. Awful nuisance when you think you've got a compartment to yourself and then they stick a complete stranger in with you at the last minute. Happened to me any number of times. George Abbott.
Claude Boutarel.
French then, are you? Are you going all the way to Constantinople?
I am traveling to a small town on the Gulf Coast of Persia with my wife and son.
Oh, lovely. Then that must be your family I saw next door.
It is most probable.
By the way, I was wondering, you haven't seen a red cravat anywhere, have you? I was just unpacking and it seems to have disappeared.
I believe my son has taken it.
Really? What was the name of the town you mentioned?
Masjid et Suleiman.
Of course, the new oil refinery they're building at Abadan. I say, you're not working for Anglo-Persian, are you?
Why not?
Oh, well, I suppose you being a Frenchman, I just assume...
I am an engineer, monsieur. The Anglo-Persian company is doing the most innovative research in oil exploration.
Yes. Well, wouldn't want the Royal Navy to be caught short of fuel oil, would we? Tell me, are the reserves in that little town, what's it called again, really as big as they say?
I cannot offer an opinion, monsieur.
No, of course you wouldn't. Quite brave of your wife to go all that way and live in the desert.
She would not wish to be without me. And it will be a good opportunity for Francois. He has a fine scientific mind.
He seems like a very active little boy. I don't suppose you could ask him for my cravat.
I think now that I remember him using it as a kind of sieve to test salinity in the water. Most remarkable in a boy of 7. Don't you agree?
Quite remarkable.
It is a natural curiosity of the scientific mind, monsieur.
Yes, and all that trapped in the body of a little boy. Oh, good lord. Not this silly business with Madame K.O. again. So typical. To devote weeks on end on the front page to this preposterous murder trial. One would think nothing else was happening in the whole of Europe. Well, tell me, you're a Frenchman. What's your opinion of the affair? Why do the tawdry details of a murder trial exert such a fascination for the public mind? And not to say it only happens in France, of course. The English papers are much better. But still, the French do push it rather
Le train entre en gare de
Six columns across the front page of La Figaro, with complete transcripts of the trial on page 12. It is a bit much. Don't you agree?
Excuse me. It is time I took my family to the
Is it noon already? My goodness, so it is. Perhaps I'll see you in the restaurant car then.
Toute la matinée. Quand un homme du monde veut attirer l'attention d'une jolie femme, je peux compter sur lui pour qu'il dépense beaucoup d'argent.
Si tu as bien vu, peut-être que j'en serai bénéficiaire. De toute façon, je garde espoir que le garde du corps du harem sera plus généreux. Tu sais à qui ils appartiennent?
C'est pas vrai.
Avec quelqu'un comme ça, on ne sait jamais. Il vous traite comme un moins que rien, vous crache dans la figure, vous menace. Et puis un petit cadeau à la fin du voyage et on peut prendre sa retraite sur la Côte d'Azur.
La Côte d'Azur, c'est pas pour moi. Mes plans de retraite sont faits et ils ne sont pas en France. 1914 sera ma dernière année en Europe.
C'est dur d'attendre, pas vrai?
Si tu pouvais voir la jolie petite maison qui m'attend à Alger, l'Europe ne te manquerait pas non plus. C'est un paradis pour ceux qui savent l'apprécier.
Comment donc aux dames des derniers compartiments?
Excusez-moi,
Attention,
monsieur.
tu ne veux pas risquer la récompense que tu espères recevoir à la fin du voyage, non?
Récompense? La seule récompense qu'il risque de me donner, c'est de faire de moi son collègue avec son sabre. Allez, à bientôt.
Allez, à plus tard.
Pardon me, sir.
Quand il n'y aura plus de pétrole, François sera aussi sauvage qu'un nomade du désert. Il est déjà tellement impossible. Il rampe par terre et ramasse toujours les choses les plus sales.
Maman, regarde à la
Excusez-moi,
fenêtre.
monsieur.
Il y a un cimetière.
Le sol est un endroit naturel pour trouver des insectes.
Oh, il est impossible de vous parler.
And also, you know, I can carry my violin anywhere I go.
The piano is a little bit more difficult.
Je vais à tout prix parler au château.
Est-ce que c'est elle assise avec le gros monsieur?
Business
Je
anyway.
trouve
You
qu'elle est
make it
très
sound so
belle.
mysterious.
François, je
I'm
t'ordonne de
afraid
manger.
you would find it very boring, but without going into detail, I will say that my work here is not only commerce, and that in my own small way, I'm doing my part.
right here in the corner.
Thank you.
Enjoy your lunch, monsieur. Excusez-moi, monsieur.
Pardon me.
Yes, monsieur.
The escallop. That's a sort of veal cutlet, isn't it?
L'escalope de veau. Yes, monsieur.
Well, I'll have that. Well done, please.
Very good, monsieur.
Договорили. Разговорами сыт не будет. Words are lost in the air like the sound of church bells. A single deed.
Mind if I join you?
No, by all means. I don't believe we've been introduced. George Abbott.
Tyler Whitney.
What foul weather. Can't seem to get out of this storm. It must be raining all across Europe. Quite remarkable, really. I understand you've made friends with the Obolenskis. You must introduce me. I'm fascinated by Russia. That was quite a scare you had last night. The chef de train told me you handled it quite well. You didn't happen to notice whether the other Russian fellow, what's his name, the young fellow, was hanging about?
I don't recall seeing him.
I'm afraid the old man has quite lost his head. Still, he has played a role for years as a sort of informal ambassador for the Tsar, if you know what I mean. I didn't know you were a doctor.
And you?
Oh, I'm travelling on business. Every now and then the company has a little matter to take care of on the continent, so off I go. Isn't she enchanting? That violinist, Miss Wolfe, she seems to be getting on rather well with Herr Schmidt. Not her type, I would have thought. Rather a surprise to see Herr Schmidt here. One would think he'd have his hands full back in Germany, what with his factories stepping up production and all that. Such an industrious people, the Germans. I wonder what business he has in the East. But you haven't told me a thing about yourself. Will you be going far?
All the way to Constantinople.
Oh, how lovely. Business or pleasure?
Actually, I'm traveling for my health.
Yes, so nice to get away from one's troubles, assuming one has any. New climates, new horizons and all that. Of course, I don't need to tell you that, you being a doctor. Quite a coincidence your being a doctor, and an American, I mean. When I boarded at Munich, the police were looking for an American doctor who'd got away from the police in Paris. Apparently he's mixed up with those Irish fanatics, Home Rule and all that, the ones that killed that policeman. Papers were full of it. Anyhow, it seems that this young doctor is in quite a bit of trouble.
Don't believe everything you read in the papers.
No, but I do. It's so much more fun that way. Still, it's none of my concern. I say, that jacket looks a bit short in the arms. Was it a French tailor who took it in for you?
I think I'll go check on the Oblinskis.
Yes, of course. Look forward to seeing you again. What a pleasant fellow.
I am a little bit dizzy. but you also...
Bonjour, monsieur.
Bonjour, monsieur. Are you still here? Tell His Excellency I'd like to... Tell him I want to talk to him about the Firebird.
The American, Your Excellency. I believe this time you'll want to speak to him.
Yes. Come in. Make yourself comfortable. Why, thank you, Kahina. I think I will.
Good morning, Mr. Khan. I hope you have good news for me today.
That depends. Do you still want the Firebird?
Do you have it?
What happened to Tyler?
The misadventures of Mr. Whitney and his colleagues are of no interest to me. Let us conclude this transaction quickly. We both have many other things to do. I with my collection, and you with your travels and special interests. Your treatment of Vasily Alexandrovich, for example. Datura stramonium. Very interesting.
It's very simple.
Simple to us, perhaps. But few European doctors would have thought of it. Once in Nigeria, but I digress. Do you have the Firebird?
Not technically.
Then I shall waste no more of your time. I shall look forward to our next meeting, Mr. Khan. He knows nothing. It is as I thought. The Austrian woman has the Firebird.
Forgive me, Your Excellency.
I told you so last night. Why have you not searched her compartment?
The compartment is guarded, Your Excellency, day and night.
Ah, yes. The dog.
I am not afraid, Your Excellency. But if I enter the compartment, that dog will attack me. If Your Excellency wishes, of course.
I understand. Several hours remain before Vienna. I will arrange a convenient absence for Miss Wolf, and this animal whose presence seems to make you so uneasy. Then, Kahina, you will find the Firebird.
Yes, Your Excellency.